Ladies and gentlemen, be here for the live stream tomorrow when Liz Cheney loses miserably to Harriet Hageman in Wyoming. Why is that a very good thing? It's a good thing because you need Trump Republicans to continue Trump's policies. Trump's policies led to, now if you're a morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrat or a conservative who doesn't like Trump's personality, household median incomes were at record highs. Household median income hit a record high in 2019. You will not get that with Mitt Romney or Bush. With Bush, you got a catastrophic economic collapse. Poverty hit a record low. This is according to CNN. Poverty hit a record low, the lowest point since they recorded the poverty rate, starting in 1959. And so, household median incomes hit a record high, poverty hit a record low, real wages were up, and the economy was not only functioning, it was growing. Trump created hundreds of thousands of new manufacturing jobs. So, what was there not to like? Tariffs against China? Or outsourcing, which took place under President Obama? Tax cuts that actually helped grow GDP? What was there not to like? His tweets? He was divisive. Because media will do the same thing to Mitt Romney as they did to Trump. Could you imagine if Mitt Romney was accused of being installed by the Kremlin? Wrongfully accused, by the way. So you have a great economy, first president to step foot in North Korea, the Doha Agreement that Biden completely botched. Those 13 Americans should be alive today. Those over 100 Afghans should be alive today. I mean, mashed potato brains used our greatest adversaries as help to get out. It was called for a May 1st, 2021 withdrawal. And allocated more funding, Trump did, to historically black colleges and universities than any president ever, made the funding permanent. Trump signed an executive order combating anti-Semitism on college campuses, moved the embassy to Jerusalem, very important for voters like myself. And we had a great economy, great foreign policy. What was the foreign policy, even if you don't like everything Trump did, was less militant or hawkish than the Lincoln Project, now embedded within the Democratic Party. Trump is the anti-war candidate, always has been. Clinton and mashed potato brains, our current president, are far more militant. Actually, Biden can't be as militant as he would want, as Democrats would like, because we don't have the economy anymore, because we're in a recession. We didn't have that with Trump. I mean, his last year, that's a different story. Democrats gleefully tanked the economy to save you. And now we can see that, well, let's not get into that. But I'll read you, Liz Cheney's political life is likely ending and just beginning. The Washington Post. She will lose her primary miserably. We'll have a live stream tomorrow evening. Hit subscribe to this channel. We'll celebrate. And we're going to zoom past 200,000 subs, likely within the next 4, 5, 6 days. And so you have Politico Cheney's next mission, keeping her anti-Trump megaphone. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. If you type in Adam Kinzinger, you will get, yeah, Trump won. Yeah, he won in the short term, at least. They went from, he tried to overthrow the United States, our democracy and the United States government. Listen to this. Listen to this, the hysteria. He worked with the Kremlin. That didn't happen. He committed crimes in his tax returns. That didn't happen. Stormy, that didn't happen. Georgia, that's not happening. I mean, what it took a year and a half to find a major crime? That's not happening. New York, definitely not happening. His tax returns and his businesses, there's supposed to be all this criminality. It doesn't take much. And I want a Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump 2024, but it takes a second to realize that Clinton transferring top secret and special access program intelligence on secret private servers is a crime. On secret private servers is a crime. Okay, even President Obama didn't know of the servers. Now how did they transfer? How did her team transfer classified and special access program intelligence and all this top secret data onto servers for 4 years outside the U.S. government? You couldn't even work at like Microsoft or IBM and say, "Oh yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and plug the actual company email into my private server." They wouldn't laugh at you. They'd fire you on the spot. And then, the whole media is like, President Obama had 30 million unclassified documents. How do you get 30 million unclassified documents? It makes no sense at all. 30 million pages of documents? Gee, maybe you want to hide something there. And how do you get them unclassified if they have anything to do with the president? So, it makes no sense. Trump has 11 boxes. Oh my God. Now they're going after him. But it's Cheney, along with Democrats, that helped plunge this country into such a polarized, tribalistic, political landscape. Because they're the good Republicans. The good Republicans like the counterinsurgency conflicts and endless wars, which is what her father and Rumsfeld and Bush got us into, and President Obama continued with his foreign policy in Libya and other countries. And so the policy of changing regimes and interventions and counterinsurgency wars and all of these, that is the Democrat, the Lincoln Project. They should be Lincoln Project Democrats, actually. They should be renamed. And Bernie Sanders votes alongside that. You get it? That this is what the racket is all about. Bernie Sanders is the same type of person, but the socialist, the Democratic socialist, votes alongside Liz Cheney. And the Lincoln Project people, who were against marriage equality, by the way, they should have been canceled a long time ago. But of course, they're useful. Like their politics make strange bedfellows moments. Like, this is what the never Trump Republicans need to understand. The Democrats despise you. They despise you. And the rebuttal is, well, I don't care. I want a man with integrity. If media treated any of the never Trump Republican candidates, like let's just use Mittens Romney, they would feel the same way. If you cannot delineate between media hysteria and who a man actually is, or a woman actually, or a person actually is, if you can't differentiate between media's apoplectic and hysterical reaction to Trump and who Trump actually is he brash? Is he a showman? Is he belligerent sometimes? Sure. But is he wrongfully accused? Always, yes. He's wrongfully accused. So what do you want the man to do? Be meek? And, I didn't work with the Kremlin. Gee, I don't think I was in a hotel room in Moscow. What do you want him to do? He fights back. The system doesn't like that. What do you want? Somebody with a less annoying personality? Okay, well, you'll deal with this. Hopefully, you'll deal with his personality and vote Trump, never Trumpers, to get the highest ever household median income and the lowest ever in terms of poverty rate, and hundreds of thousands of new manufacturing jobs, and a growing GDP. We're in a recession now, with inflation is going to go way back up. Oil prices aren't going to stay this low forever, for a number of reasons. And so, we're in a recession right now. The GDP now says third quarter is going to be 2-point-something% growth. How? Where's the growth? There's layoffs are increasing. Jobless claims are increasing. Inflation is still at 8.5%. So where's the growth coming from? How? Corporate profits are still high because they've pumped $10 trillion into the economy 2 years ago. So all of this, like, Liz Cheney is like the last remnant of the Bush, of the Steele dossier Republicans. And that's what they should be called. They unjustly and falsely accused Trump of baseless claims created by his direct political rivals, and they gleefully stood by as the United States government tormented Trump. And people said, no problem, because we don't like his personality. Well, that's not the way life works. That's the immoral. That is immoral. It is immoral to look at the Washington Post and read it and say, gosh, they're telling the truth, without any critical thinking skills. As they all level baseless accusations against Trump. Steele dossier, Alpha Bank, all of these things. And it's like, Bill Maher, ladies at The View, Jimmy Kimmel, they don't know any of this, or maybe Bill Maher does, but the others don't, and they don't care. Like, Bill Maher is like, he'll look at the facts and say, okay, you know what? I just don't like Trump's personality, but he didn't do this, he didn't do that, or Democrats have, at least that he's somewhat objective. But he doesn't, I'm not sure if he understands that the Steele dossier was purchased by Clinton. I don't know if he really gets that. Anyway, hit subscribe to this channel. Too many lies have been leveled against Trump. And when you call them out, it's like the cognitive dissonance is overwhelming for people. So they gravitate towards Liz Cheney. It's like none of the people, 70 plus million who voted for Trump, care what Liz Cheney thinks. Or what Kinzinger thinks. Give me your thoughts. It's only Democrats who believe that if they get a good Republican, suddenly it'll hurt Trump and the Republican Party. It's like nobody cares at all. Give me your thoughts below. Party tomorrow on this channel. Thank you so very much. Hit subscribe. Subscribe to the Stock Market Crash channel. And also, if you want to support my work, my Patreon is below. Become a member of this channel, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be back in a couple of hours.